friends, it's Amy Love, the Keto Queen. I hope you're having a great day. It's Wednesday, it's hump day. Whoop, whoop, hump day. And it's my completed fasting day. So guys, it has been a good one. I want to know where you're watching from today and what you're doing in the kitchen tonight that's low carb or keto friendly. So we can share our ideas and fresh success and encouragement to each other. So what are you doing for dinner and where are you watching from? I am in Pittston, Tennessee. That is a little bitty town between Jackson and another small town, Henderson, but it's between Memphis and Nashville. Memphis and Nashville, Tennessee, most everybody knows that. So that's where I'm at. Where are you guys at? Tonight we're making pork chops with a creamy spinach sauce. So I'm fixing to show you how to make a great spinach sauce that I've done before. This time I'm not going to try to overdo it. Last time I was like, I think I need more sauce. You don't need lots of sauce. The sauce is really tasty. We are first frying up some pork chops. So you can do this with chicken, pork, anything you want. I'm doing pork because you guys know my husband loves his pork chops. And what we did with the pork chops was just season them with some paprika, salt, and pepper. That's it. I've got 2 tablespoons of avocado oil in my skillet. And we're just frying these up. I've timed them for about 3 minutes on each side. They're semi-thick. Just boneless chops. That's all we're doing right now. Paprika, salt, and pepper. So I'm going to go ahead and see where you guys are watching from, and then we're going to jump on this recipe. Super easy. Let me show you what I got in the oven as my side dish. Everybody wants to know what we're doing for side dishes. Now, there's going to be spinach in this sauce, so there's already going to be some vegetables. But for tonight, we're making it super easy. So we have a pan of Brussels sprouts. Nothing fancy. We just sliced them, put them cut side down. We put avocado oil and salt and pepper on them. We're baking them on 350 till they're soft, about 25 minutes or so. Those are some really small Brussels sprouts. Usually the Brussels sprouts I buy are really big, but those are small. So definitely it's not going to take long for those to cook. So they'll finish probably before my pork chops are, and that's okay because I can just put them in my warmer tray. So we cook these pork chops on about 3 or 4 minutes per each side. I just want to make sure they're cooked done because y'all know my husband's weird when it comes to his meat. He likes his like extra done. He likes some white meat and dry. I'm going to go ahead and take these out though because they will cook a few minutes just by themselves in the heat. I'll test the temperature and then I'll decide if I want to cook them a few more minutes later. So let me just get them out of the way here. I feel like I need to, just looking at them. Let me go ahead and cut one. So I don't waste my time here. Oh yeah, I love them just like this, and my husband will want them cooked a little longer. So let me go ahead and just put them back in. We're going to set that timer for 2 minutes. Set a timer for 2 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys what to grab out of the refrigerator for this recipe. You're going to need some spinach, about 3 cups. You're going to need your heavy cream. You're going to need some Parmesan cheese if you want to. Definitely have some butter, some avocado or olive oil. Some Italian seasoning, some garlic. Very few things, honestly. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. We're making the pork chops again with a little bit of avocado oil. I've got 3 tablespoons of oil in my skillet. We season the pork chops with paprika, salt and pepper. That's it. And we're just flash frying them until they're done. About 4 minutes on each side, depending on the thickness of your pork chop. And they're really good. They look good already. I could just eat them just like that. But we're going to make them even better with a creamy spinach sauce. So for the creamy spinach sauce, we're going to use some, of course, heavy cream. If you want to use half and half, you can. I like heavy cream better. We're going to use some heavy cream, the spinach, garlic, butter, Italian seasoning, red pepper flakes. Almost forgot I got some red pepper flakes. Yes, got to have those pepper flakes. And we're fixing to run through that really quickly together. You'll see how fast and easy it is to make. I'm curious what you're doing for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly and where you're watching from. Carol's in upstate New York. That sounds amazing. Samantha from Georgia. Hey, Samantha. I visit Georgia every once in a while. Hey, Pamela from Oklahoma. Another somebody from Georgia, Iowa. Yum. Linda's making breakfast casserole. That's always yum. Another New Yorker here. Minnesota, New Jersey. People all from all over the place. Another Georgian. West Virginia. That's so awesome that people watch from all over the place. Hopkinsville, Kentucky. That's not too far from me. Massachusetts. Another Jackson, Tennessee. Hey, Janet Hillard. How are you? Canada. You'll have to forgive me. It's been a long week. I love my friends from Canada. Colorado, yum, that sounds amazing. I love Mongolian beef, that sounds amazing. We got South Carolina on here, all kinds of friends. So guys, thank you for joining me. If I have ever been any help to you, I do hope that you'll share this video. I like to show people how easy it is to live a keto lifestyle or low carb if that's what you choose, and how fast and easy dinners can be. So many people tell me, and they make excuses to not start this diet because they think they have to be in the kitchen hours and hours and they have to do days of meal prep. And I'm like, no, keep it easy, keep it simple, keep it delicious. That's what's gonna make you happy, is easy, simple, and delicious, right? Okay, so we're gonna turn this down just a little bit and let's get started with this cream sauce. We're just gonna put our pork chops over here to the side. Again, the pork chops are cooked with paprika, salt, and pepper. That's it. A teaspoon of paprika, salt, and pepper, mix it up, put it all over your pork chops. We kept that, the little bit of oil that's left. We're gonna leave that oil in there because we're gonna use it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of butter in our skillet and we'll move it back to melt. So 2 tablespoons of butter. We're just gonna let it melt for just a second. Make me a spatula. I got one. There we go. I'm gonna use a spatula this time. I like spatulas. So I hope you guys have had a great day. And if you have any questions for me, go ahead and put them in the comments. I am going to check questions after we get this sauce cooking up. We are making a cream spinach sauce, a creamy spinach sauce that you can use for pork chops or chicken, anything you'd really like, honestly. It was really good the first time I made it. And you'll see the skillet is a little red because there was paprika that I had seasoned the pork chops with. So you're gonna have a little bit of that paprika seasoning in here too. I'm gonna go ahead now and add some onion. So you want about just a small onion. You can make it as big or as diced up as you want it. I just did a small, actually I had a big onion and I cut it into several pieces. But I'm putting about a small onion in my skillet. We're gonna cook this. And I'm gonna go ahead and start adding some seasonings, guys. Yes. We're gonna do the onion. We're gonna go ahead and add a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. So teaspoon of Italian. I know I love my Italian seasoning. We're gonna do a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Yes. How awesome is that? A whole teaspoon too. It's gonna have a little spice to it. We got a lot of things to add. So a teaspoon of red pepper flake. You don't wanna get too crazy now. Don't go over a teaspoon. These things will kill you. All right. We're gonna do some garlic. So let me go ahead and put some garlic in here. Now, if you want to crush up a garlic, go ahead and crush it. I'm pretty lazy. I like the little jars of minced garlic. The recipe that I'm following calls for 6 cloves of garlic. You can do less if you want to. I love garlic, so the more the better. And look at this mix, guys. Look how good that is. So we're just gonna mix this up, cook this onion and garlic for about a minute. You know, you don't want garlic to cook too long by itself because it'll start to burn, or it'll get that burning flavor. We just want to cook these onions just a little bit in that oil that was left over and the butter we added. So guys, look how pretty. I love the colors. I love pretty colored food. So again, this so far is 2 tablespoons of butter, a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, a small onion, about 6 cloves of garlic. And we're gonna go ahead and that's it. We're just gonna let this cook for just a second, about a minute or so. And the next ingredient is chicken stock, or you can use vegetable stock. I'm using chicken stock, or chicken bone broth actually. And you're gonna do a 1/3 cup. So not a crazy amount, but a 1/3 cup. And I'm gonna try to hold this without spilling it while our onions are cooking. Oh my gosh, and my skillet smells so good, y'all. It smells so good. So I did finish my fast today. I was so happy that I made the choice to go ahead and do mine early. We have a 60-hour reboot kit that we do together as a community this month. It is on August the 15th. If that's something you're interested in, you can certainly purchase the reboot kit today and get that shipped out to you. My personal opinion, or my personal recommendations for my friend, is to do a challenge box of ketones first before you do a reboot. So if that's something you're interested in, I can certainly send you some information. But the reboot kit is only available 1 week out of the month because we like to ship it out and do it together as a community. But guys, not even talking about the products, I just have to say I felt so awesome doing it. Like, it felt so good because I haven't done an extended fast in several months. This morning, instead of getting on the scale to check out the results, I put on a pair of shorts that I haven't worn in a long time, and they were not crazy tight. So I was super excited about that. Guys, this looks so good. It smells so yummy. We're gonna go ahead and add a 1/3 cup of chicken stock. You can use chicken broth. You can use vegetable broth. I used a chicken bone broth, just an organic chicken bone broth, just a Walmart brand chicken organic. All right, we're gonna let that cook for just a second, just to get it simmered. And then we're gonna add our next ingredient. And we're making a creamy spinach sauce. And guys, I promise you, you're going to love it. I am posting this recipe in the live video as soon as I'm done. It will be there for you. I will also post it later with a plated meal, a picture of the plated meal. All right, the next thing we're gonna add is our heavy cream. And we're gonna add 1 and about 3/4 cups, so almost 2 cups of heavy cream. So I'm gonna let that cook just a second. Man, it's simmering and it's just beautiful. Don't y'all love food? I don't know if y'all love food like me. Like, I love food. So I don't know if y'all love food like me, but I love food. I fall in love with food. I'm always excited to cook. I'm always excited to share. I'm always excited to taste it. So we're gonna add 1 and 3/4 cup of heavy cream. So that's really almost 2 cups. We're gonna add that in. We're gonna go ahead and put a little salt and pepper to taste. And really we can't taste it that well right now. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper. And we will taste this in just a couple of minutes when it starts to thicken up. And we'll add more salt and pepper if we need it. Those red pepper flakes are gonna give this an awesome flavor. And we're just gonna let this simmer for a couple of minutes before we do anything else. I better check on my Brussels sprouts. They were very small. They could be overcooking by now. We're gonna let this simmer for a second, and the last ingredient, or almost last ingredient, is the spinach. So it's a creamy spinach sauce. So we're gonna add spinach in just a second. This is what it looks like now. After we just added the heavy cream, we're gonna turn it up just a little bit and get it simmered for me. Let me check on these Brussels sprouts. Oh yes, the Brussels sprouts are turning brown. See how they're turning brown? What I need to do is pull them out and see if I can move them around on the plate. You don't want them to burn. You don't want them to stick. And what I'll do is either add some olive oil if I need to. If I need to, I'll add some oil. Or we can put them in the warming tray if they're done. Let me just get a fork and see if I can stick a fork in them. They're very small, so they're pretty much done. I can cook them for a couple more minutes. Let me just stir them around the plate because you don't want them to stick. You can't even see them, can you? All right, they look really good. This is just the very simplest you can do. All we did was put them on the platter with a baking sheet with some avocado oil and salt and pepper. That's all I did. Super easy and delicious. The simplest vegetables you can do is just a roasted vegetable. Now, when these finish, I will probably put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on them, or I'll just let them go with salt and pepper. You really don't have to have much. That's the awesome thing about roasted vegetables. So I just added some oil. We did move them around. They're not sticking on the parchment paper, so I'm gonna throw them back in the oven for a minute. And we're gonna check on this sauce. So guys, let me know what you're doing for dinner tonight. And if there's any questions you might have related to low carb or keto, I'd be glad to help you with any questions you might have. So this is not sizzling yet. It's starting to. It's doing bubbles. Yes, come on, start simmering now. It doesn't take long. This is a fast dinner, but it's only 6:10. I'm doing good, guys. I'm doing really good. I'm trying to decide if I want to call my sister-in-law to come over tonight for water aerobics or if we want to skip out one night this week. My husband needs me to help him do some stuff in the yard, so I'm trying to decide, Tina. I don't know if you're on here. I really need to, so I say, come on. Let's not let Ricky hold me back. All right, so this is looking good. I really want this to simmer a couple of minutes. The longer your heavy cream simmers, of course, the thicker it gets. We don't want this to cook down, though. We want to wilt our spinach. So the spinach, you need about 3 cups. You can do less if you want to, but guys, if you don't put at least 3 cups, you're barely gonna have any spinach in there because you know what spinach does. It turns into a little bitty snowflake. So it wilts really small. What we're gonna do now is put it in here because my heavy cream is starting to simmer, and we're gonna put in 3 cups. Now I did wash this. For those keto police, kitchen police out there, I did wash my spinach, and I'm putting it inside my skillet with the sauce. We're gonna stir this up and put a top on it and just let it wilt. You don't even have to put a top on it if you don't want to. You can just put it in the skillet. Oh yeah, now it's starting to cook. I can turn it down a little bit. I'll take off some of these. I thought I got all my long stems. Do y'all like the stems on your spinach? I'm not a crazy stem person. They wilt just like the rest of it, but I don't like the big ones. So spinach cooks pretty quick, guys. You're not going to be cooking this forever. Spinach does wilt pretty quickly, especially if it's in heat. It's fixing to be in the sauce. As soon as it starts to decrease in size, we'll be able to get the sauce on every piece of the spinach. If you want to do more, you can. This was roughly 3 cups. It's actually more than 3 cups. The bag I bought was 10 ounces, so I used a full 10-ounce bag of spinach and then a little bit more of another. So I don't know what that is after it's actually cooked. It may be less than 3 cups. All right. Let me see if I can stir this up. I don't want it to stick on the bottom. Oh, it smells so good in my house. I'm wondering if I put enough garlic. Y'all know me and my garlic. Well, I love some garlic. We might can add some garlic powder when we taste this in a minute to see if we need more salt and pepper. If we need any. I'm just stirring this up a little bit so I know it's not sticking. This is not one of my best skillets. It's one of my big skillets. It's why I like to use it. It's a big skillet. I've had this since I got married in 1996. It's, I mean, I've had it forever. Now, I'm just going to actually let it cook. I'm not going to put the top on it. So while this is starting to cook and wilt, I'm going to go ahead and see if you guys have any questions for me. And then we'll move on to the next ingredients, which is almost done. So this is a super simple, really good spinach cream sauce that I love over pork chops because my husband loves pork chop. But you can also do this over chicken or any other meat you'd like to try. I'm going to scroll on down real quickly just to see if you guys have any questions for me. We're not finished. I'm going to go back over to the oven or to the stove. But I just want to make sure I don't need to answer any questions while we're waiting instead of me just talking to myself. I do not. Okay. Pam is talking to Liz. Liz, I'm going to let you answer that question because I've never had beef tongue. Hey, Sheila. How are you? I'm so glad you caught me live. It's been an odd week. I have been in the kitchen, but it's been an odd week, and I've been really, really busy, which is always great. I don't mind being busy. I love being busy. All right, let's see. And I love helping you guys. I've been on here a lot, answering lots of questions over the last few days. I've helped a lot of people get started with Keto Nat over the last few days. I've had a lot of people send me messages of encouragement, and a lot of people send me messages of how much they're absolutely loving the way they feel, changing their diet to low carb and keto. All right, just a question. Here we go. Pamela says, how many carbs are allowed daily? So Pamela, if you're following a keto plan, you want to get 25 net carbs or less a day. So you don't have to have 25. That's another question people have asked me is like, do you have to have 25? No, you can do 10 if you want to, but you want to make sure you're under 25 net carbs or less a day if you're keto. If you're steering more towards low carb is considered 50 to 150 carbs a day. So there is a big difference. Low carb not only has more carbs, but low carb generally does not create ketones. So if you want the power of ketones in your body and you want to be what we call fat burner, I'm a fat burner. And what that means is my body uses ketones for fuel, and those ketones are created from fat cells. So the fat on my rear end is broken down into energy. That's why I love the keto lifestyle, besides the fact that I feel amazing. Brenda also loves all them spices. I love some spices, girl. Most people are like, how many spices you putting in there? I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm tasting it. It's good. Let's see. Christy has been cooking lots of delicious food since she started keto, and she's on day 10. That's awesome, Christy. I hope you stay with it. I tell all of my friends, you want to make sure that you really commit for a good 4 weeks, because at 4 weeks, you will 100% stop or slow down your craving of foods, which is awesome and a sign of ketosis. In 4 weeks, you will already have created some habits, which are going to be good for you. So look, this is starting to wilt. See how now you can see my sauce? I can stir this up. If you want to add more spinach at this time, you certainly can, or you can just keep it going. I think I'm going to have plenty. So I'm going to stop there, but if you wanted to add more, you can. We're just going to let this wilt. We're going to keep on talking. I can't remember what I was saying though. I'm sorry. Oh, 4 weeks. Really give yourself a commitment of 3 to 4 weeks. Something told me. Because you're just going to you're going to create habits in those 4 weeks. It's going to help you continue to go. So many people, even in 1 month, lose 10 or 12 pounds, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. But then they go right back to the way they ate and they gain it back. And I'm like, you got to keep going. You got to create new habits. It's not just a 4-week diet plan. I truly see this as a lifestyle. Does that mean you have to live keto for the rest of your life? No. But I can promise you, in my own experience of what I'm sharing with you guys, I'm 4 years now keto. On days I don't eat well, I feel like crap. I have learned over these 4 years that food truly does either heal or kill. So you're either feeding your body goodness, food as for fuel, or you're feeding disease. Okay, so you're either feeding your body with fuel or you're feeding disease, depending on what you put in your body. So I have learned this so much over the last 4 years. I have a family member, my aunt, that tried to tell me that for years and I wouldn't listen. I was almost 200 pounds. I was miserable. I was very unhappy. I was 100% lazy because I had no energy. She tried to tell me for years, choose this, do this. Your body needs fuel, not disease. And I'm like, whatever. But I learned it for myself through this keto transition, and I'm so proud to say that I'm in my 4th year keto and I feel like a freaking new woman. All right, these look delicious, guys. I'm still going through to see if you have any questions. Look how pretty those are. Now, these are pretty much done, I can tell you, without even having to put a fork in them. I'm going to go ahead and move them up here to the top oven. And I will put them back in if they sit there for a few minutes to get warm. I'm sorry, I kind of have my video all over the place. All right, I'm still looking for questions. Sorry, when I get a question, sometimes I start to ramble. When I started keto, did you do measurements? If so, what measurements did you take? I sure did. Look at this. Look how pretty that is. I sure did record measurements. I recorded my waist, I recorded my hips, and I recorded my my waist, my hips, and my arms, I believe. I have been fortunate enough my entire life when I gain all over. So I don't look like the person who's got a really small bottom and a really large top. I've always been pretty the same. I've been pretty proportioned as far as gaining. I'll gain in my arms, my fingers, my butt, my legs, my feet, my face. I gain everywhere. So I really just focused on my hips and my butt and my arms because that's what I wanted to see different. So yes, I did take those measurements. I hate the scales. I used to, in my past life, get on that scale every single morning. And the reason I did that is every morning I'd get on the scale and decide how I was going to treat food that day. If I was going to fast, no matter if I was hungry or not. If I was going to eat whatever I wanted to, ice cream for lunch and dinner. But I focused on that scale. And I could do that back then because, I exercised all the time. 3 hours in the gym almost every single day. And that's how I lived my life. I didn't teach me anything. I didn't teach myself nothing. As soon as I got hurt in the gym and I had to stop going, you couldn't eat ice cream for lunch and dinner. You couldn't eat whatever you wanted to. That scale never was your friend when you had food addiction like myself. So this journey has truly taught me so, so much. Liz, I wish you lived closer. I would totally invite you over for water aerobics. Anybody who lives in my town, if you want to join me, just send me a message. I love to have fun. Tina says she's here and she says she's going to bring a helper tonight. All right. Connie says, how many carbs when you start keto? Same thing, Connie. I think I already answered that question. Hey, Tina, I probably will be done probably closer to 7 if y'all want to wait until then. Where do I find your pinned recipes? Unfortunately, my printed recipes, I'm sorry. Karen, I don't know how, I'm not that smart with all this stuff. So I do have in the post right now the recipe, but I don't know if you guys can see it until I finish. But I will post my recipes after every single live video. And I started doing that just a couple of weeks ago. But I have always posted the recipes on my page with a picture of the finished product every single night after my lives. So I hope you can find what you're looking for. If I can help you with something special, just send me a message. Let's see if I have anything else. Seems like there is a lot of sodium in the eating plan. Blood pressure issues. I have no blood pressure issues, Patsy. When you talk about sodium, are you talking about white table salt? What are you talking about with sodium? Because there's a lot of misconceptions of sodium. We 100% in the keto world recommend a pink Himalayan salt. It's not an iodinized white processed salt. It is a pink Himalayan salt that's mined with all the minerals you need for electrolytes. It's actually good. The keto coffees have a purpose, so if you don't know what that purpose is, you're probably just feeding your body a lot of calories. The purpose of the fat coffee or your keto coffee is to get you full. It's a meal. It's not a cup of coffee. It is a meal. We just call it fat coffee. Those fat coffees, sometimes, depending on what you use, would have heavy cream. It would have a little sliver of butter, not a whole tablespoon. A little bit of coconut oil, not a whole tablespoon. You actually can put a little cinnamon in there if you wanted to. But the purpose of that fat coffee, that keto coffee, is to make you full. It's your meal. So don't drink a coffee like that and then eat eggs. Don't have a coffee like that and then eat 2 hours later. You shouldn't be hungry. That's the whole purpose of the fat coffee. I do drink coffee, but most of the time I don't have a fat coffee because I love to eat. So I want my calories and my food to come from food. But I do have fat coffee on occasion. In the very beginning phases, I 100% had it, at least 3 to 4 times a week because I was still learning, and there's nothing wrong with it. Just make sure you know the purpose of it. The purpose of that fat coffee is to have a meal that has the fats you need to start your day and to fulfill you. The fats not only make our food delicious, those healthy fats like butter, olive oil, avocado oil, I'm trying to think, heavy cream, I'm trying to think of all of them. There's lots of good healthy fats, but the purpose of them is to not only make your food taste delicious, so this is easy to sustain, but also to give you that fulfillment, that satisfaction, the satiety of being full. Yes, Liz, 60 hours with no food. That does include sleeping time. So yes, I start on Sunday night around 8 o'clock. I sleep all night, so that's 12 hours. The next day you do fast with our product kit is what I recommend. So ketones, our better broth, our electrolytes. I sleep again Monday night, so 12 hours of sleep time. Wake up Tuesday, do the whole thing again. On Tuesday night, I have my sleepy time. Wednesday morning, it's over. So it sounds like a long, long time, but you are sleeping through most of that fasting time. So that's just a very quick information on fasting in my 60-hour extended fast. Melissa says, if you keep your carbs below 50 and add NAT, will that get you in ketosis? It's very well possible, Melissa, especially if you move your body. The ketones will put you in ketosis. It's just a matter of how long you'll be in ketosis, depending on the number of carbs you eat. Now, a lot of people ask me this question. If I drink ketones and then an hour later I eat, a big old helping of broccoli, will I stay in ketosis? Well, that just depends. I mean, what all are you eating? How long did you eat after the ketones? But the ketones do put you in ketosis to give you that energy, appetite control, focus, brain energy, better skin, better sleep, all the benefits of ketosis because you are in ketosis with the product. So yes, it's very well possible that you can follow a low carb diet and get in ketosis and stay in ketosis with the ketones. How many hours for intermittent fasting? When I first started, Connie, I just created an eating window. It's very easy for me to miss breakfast because I'm busy as hell at work, and my ketones give me tons of appetite control. So I literally just skip breakfast every day. That's intermittent fasting. So it's just skipping a meal. It sounds complicated, but it's really not. Creating a window of time, 8 to 12, 1 to 7, 12 to 7, just creating a window and saying this is the only hours I'm going to eat. It really is not difficult. You just have to understand the simplicity of it. But it is a really good benefit to your health and, of course, fat loss. Sherry said her husband are on the 3rd week of keto. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm checking real quick to see if there is... Can you start low carb and then move to keto? Absolutely, Samantha. Absolutely. And I have a lot of friends who are just on low carb and they're having tons of success. They don't even want to lower their carb counts for keto. It really just depends on what you're looking for. What lifestyle you're looking for. I have a lot of friends who have been low carb for 15 plus years and they truly feel great every day. Patsy says, are the blood pressure issues due to sodium? I'm not sure what blood pressure issues you're talking about, Patsy. I don't have any blood pressure issues. I mean, we're all different, so I would definitely tell you that if you have a condition that is not controlled, then you need to talk to your doctor before you make any other changes. Maria says, I would love keto, however we love alcohol. Any tips? Maria, I also like my cocktails. I definitely don't drink every day because I know that's not good for me. It's not good for my health. Definitely it's not good for fat loss, but I do have keto cocktails, at least one every date night on Friday and Saturday. And there's lots of ways that you can do low carb. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read another question from you. You can do low carb cocktails. So go to Google and Google keto alcohol or keto alcoholic beverages. You'll have a huge list. There's lots of low carb beers. I like a champagne. I like a low carb wine, like a Pinot Grigio. Vodka has 0 carbs, but you have to know, and I'll always tell you guys the truth no matter what, even if you don't like me anymore. If you drink alcohol, alcohol is a toxin. Your body gets that in their system and your body says, oh God, okay, let's stop everything and get this out. So just like sugar, your body will stop everything to work out that alcohol because it's a toxin. So I like my cocktails, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. Guys, look how delicious this looks. I mean, it's not even really getting that thick. This is super yummy. It's already done. I'm gonna do a quick taste test. I am gonna keep reading your questions if you wanna stay on. Having a bad day, my sister earned her wings. Oh, I'm so sorry, Marion. Oh, I'm so sorry. Talked to her last night and she was so happy to come home. Oh, I'm so sorry, Marion. You're gonna make me cry. That's just awful, I'm telling you. We're in a trying time. Oh, I wish I didn't read that right now. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna embarrass myself. I don't even know you, but it makes me so sad. I'm so sorry to hear that. I will be praying for you tonight, Marion. Let's see. Thankful and grateful for God for saving me in the devil juice. Okay. Y'all are going to make me cry. I'm going to read these comments, but I promise you, I read all of my comments. And I will 100% pray for anybody who needs prayer because I'm a true advocate for prayer and 100% believe in my God who answers all prayers. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to embarrass myself now. Let's see. I'm checking to see if there's any other questions real quick. I am going to post this in the comments or in the post again, like I said. I'm going to go over this cream sauce one last time. And I promise, guys, I will come back and look if there... I actually just got to the very end. Is there a difference between Fuel and Nat? I have no idea what Fuel is, Sandy. I've never seen it before. Keto Nat is a bioidentical ketone that our bodies create, the exact same one that our bodies create. It knows what to do with it. It works 100%. You don't pee it out. Angel says that she made the Italian casserole. I'm so glad you like that. Steaks on the grill. Doubled eggs. Yum, guys. Y'all are making me... okay, you guys are. You guys are making me really hungry. Okay, so let's go over this cream sauce because, guys, it looks amazing. I'm going to do a real taste test just a second to see if there's any needs for salt and pepper or maybe some more garlic powder because I know I love some garlic. Let me get me a spoon. And I'm going to go over the ingredients of this cream sauce really quickly. Just let me taste it. Ooh, Lord have mercy, y'all. Those red pepper flakes. That is hot. You might want to back off the red pepper flakes. I think my face is blood red. That is going to be delicious. Whew, very spicy. Do not put a whole teaspoon of red pepper flakes. The recipe calls for it. I'd say at least half teaspoon or even less than that. I knew it looked like a lot. Oh my gosh, that is hot. I love spicy though. My husband does too. I'm going to load up a little bit more salt and pepper. I 100% am going to put a garlic powder in there because I love garlic. You do not have to. I'm going to do this and then we're going to taste it one more time. Oh my goodness. The last ingredient that we're going to put in here, if you want to, you do not have to add this, is Parmesan cheese. So I'm going to add a little Parmesan cheese because I love a creamy cheesy sauce. You do not have to. You can stop right here. Guys, this is really delicious. It's so pretty. I love a really pretty sauce. So we are going to put our pork chops right back in the skillet. And we're going to serve this up. My husband's going to be excited because I haven't cooked anything that has much substance in it. I've just been cooking fast and getting out of the kitchen. All right, let me taste it one more time with the salt and pepper and garlic I just added. Oh my gosh, it was so hot a while ago. Yummy. Woo, it is spicy though. Do not, I repeat, do not put a whole teaspoon of red pepper flakes in there. Woo, Lord of mercy. All right, now we're gonna add just a little bit of Parmesan cheese, maybe a third or fourth cup, not a whole lot. I'm just gonna let this cheese melt and then we're gonna add the pork chops back in. We already have our Brussels sprouts ready over there. I'm gonna add a little Parmesan cheese to my Brussels sprouts too. A lot of people say, my gosh, girl, you eat a lot of cheese. Well, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I went from a size 10, 12 to a 4 or 6 and maintained for a couple of years now. I'm good. You don't have to have all the cheese if you don't want to, but I love my cheesy dinners. All right. So let me put the pork chops back in here because that cheese melted really quick. And this is going to be a beautiful dinner. If you wanted to, you could also squeeze a lemon in there. Look how pretty that is, guys. Yummy. I'm excited to eat. So, with that said, I'm going to get off here and get our plates ready. Guys, I hope you have a fantastic night. If I can help you with anything, just send me a message, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.